Do you want to start off with a bomb draw? Do you want to go first or should I?
You go first. I think I went first last time.
Cool. Here we go.
Oh, I'm supposed to do the thing.
Wait. An embodiment of clockwork truss bridge.
Wow, that would be a no hesitation skip for me, but you're a different guy than me, so I don't know. I'm gonna see what you think.
I'm heavily considering it. I'm trying to think if I have an idea in my head right now.
I don't even know what a truss bridge, what that would be.
A truss is, I don't know what necessarily makes something a truss bridge, but I know a truss is like a sort of support structure for a bridge. I think it's like those sort of under the bridge arches. If I remember my real civil engineer videos
so it's bridge
correctly.
related.
It's definitely bridge related.
Well, I trust that you'll choose the right thing.
Okay, trusses are those overhead, like those overhead structures, you know, that like
on a bridge.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like the ones that kind of come
things
up on the sides real high.
Yeah, I know those things.
That's a truss bridge. I mean, and a clockwork one sounds. I'll do it.
Is that different than a suspension bridge? Because a suspension bridge is like the Golden Gate, right?
Yes.
I want to see what this
It's
bad
worth
boy
looking
looks
up.
like. Show me this bridge.
Cool. In terms of architecture,
it's kind of like
neat.
So a truss bridge is kind of like it's like what a train goes over, and it's like kind of like it's like that poly game, like you're building truss bridges.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
I'm taking a gamble, man.
Hey, I'm all.
All right, let me see.
Namaste.
Are you ready? Okay, let me just paste my thing into the. 1 second. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say I'm ready, but
okay.
You let me know when you're gonna launch it.
Uno momento. There we go. Like this drawing. Who is this guy, by the way? Is this Waldo?
I don't know. He's a guy. That's what he looks like nowadays. You know.
Yeah.
What, you'd expect he looks the same? That was so long ago. He was a young man. He's a grown adult now.
Yeah, those books came out like in the 80s.
Yeah, this is the titular Wally or Waldo, depending on where you.
Oh, yeah, 87. Huh. Where's Wally? True, that's what they call it everywhere else. I don't know why they'd change the name, although I gotta say, Waldo kind of has a nice ring to it. I don't know.
Waldo hits.
Waldo hits.
Yeah, it's weird that they would change it to Waldo because Waldo's not really like an American name.
No, it's still a weird.
I think that's a European name too.
It's
It's almost more European, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe to make it more. Let's look it up.
I mean, a unique name will like stick with you, like makes him feel more like a character. Like if it was just like, "Where's Chris?" Like no one would give a fuck about those books. No offense to the Chris's out there.
Chris, we see you. Just want to let you know.
I know where you're at already, and I'm keeping my distance.
All right, I have the answer from Reddit on why
they changed it.
So according to this Reddit user who has deleted their account since 9 years ago,
the Waldo people were not happy that he leaked this.
That's right.
That he's a Waldo truther.
He says from the Where's Waldo wiki, when the Hanford first designed his leading man, he named him Wally, a shortened form of Walter or Wallace, but commonly used in Britain as a slang term for a somewhat spacey person. However, the American publishers of the books felt the name would not resonate with the North American readers, so when the book was finally published there in 1987, the character was renamed Waldo. Okay, so it's just a dumb, pointless executive decision.
I like Waldo though. I like it better
Waldo.
than Wally.
Yeah.
Granted, if I lived in the Wally universe, I would probably be saying the same thing. So
exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Is the answer.
In fact, as an example, when I was a kid, I knew him as Wally. So when I moved to the States as a child, 8 years old, and my dad took me to a bookstore a week or two later to replace some of the books we had to leave behind, moving is really expensive, especially internationally, I went looking for Wally. With no luck, I remember asking the cashier for help, and in my little kid Aussie accented voice, "Do you have Where's Wally?" She looked at me like the biggest idiot in the world and told me she didn't offer any help or suggestions that maybe I was looking for Waldo. I left that Borders heartbroken and had forever lost my friend Wally. Then 23 years later, they filed bankruptcy, so I felt a little better. That story was less, I feel like, relevant.
Waldo.
It became more of a personal grievance as I continued that.
It really was.
I thought it would be more interesting. Okay, anyways, are you ready to spin that wheel?
What'd I get?
Is a thief who steals harbors.
As in a place where a boat lives?
I guess so, yes.
That sounds fun, but I'm curious what else is in that bag of yours.
Okay.
Spin that!
Woo! Is a lover of stations. I don't know why it
Thief
starts
of
with
harbors, a lover of stations. I feel like I'm writing a poem here.
Right. We're getting some weird ass prompts tonight. I'm glad I
give me one more spin on that wheel.
Oh my gosh. The myth that never faded about Sky High Descendant. God, I gotta really tweak this code. Are you taking it?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Myth that never faded about the Sky High Descendant.
Have we done the How's Your Week Been conversation?
No, we have not.
Wow.
It's been good. It's been good.
All right. Wow. Glad we got that.
I have more to say.
Go right ahead.
It's been good. I've been feeling productive. I know it doesn't really matter when a new year starts, but there's something about that line in the sand that makes it easier to like start doing something a little different. So I've been trying to make more stuff, get more stuff done.
Hell yeah.
It feels good doing that.
Glad. Nice.
How about you? How's your week?
My week's been decent. I mean, I'm just chilling. I mean, the world's on fire, but I'm chilling.
World's on fire. How about yours?
Exactly. Hey now, I'm just chilling. I've also been working on stuff at the start of every year, not like by intention, but I kind of realized it was happening for the third year in a row as I was doing it, that I sort of start the year off by, in terms of drawing, just going back to the basics and practicing drawing like shapes in a 3D space, and then like moving on to try and draw like 3-dimensional looking figures and things like that. Really trying to sort of go back to the basics and practice the fundamentals, because I feel like that's what ultimately makes a person better at art, is really getting a firm grasp on that sort of thing. So
agree. I should go back to school too, not actually, but like mentally.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I really enjoyed is Line of Action, I think is what they are called. They're like a figure drawing website where they have like a thing where it's like class mode, where they'll set it up where it'll change the picture of like the figure or whatever every 30 seconds or 5 minutes, or they'll have it where it like kind of does it short and then like moves on to longer drawings over a period of time that you set, which is really cool if you want to do a more traditional sort of classroom figure drawing practice. But what I like to use it for is just its gallery of like good dynamic poses and like varying body types and figures. It has a good like database of like photos of like figure drawing study photographs and things like that, people in like different costumes to practice, like various costumes, but just like cool camera angles, good figure drawing study poses and artwork. Like it's generally sourced from people who have contributed on purpose, and they also sell like photo packs, which I haven't bought because like the website itself is good. But one thing I like that they added like photographs of like geometric shaped blocks stacked and arranged in different ways, which is like really good if you want to like really figure out if you're missing something when you try and draw something that looks 3-dimensional. That's like a great, very basic sort of way to get into it. Like before you move on to drawing figures and stuff like that, it's good to draw geometric shapes and try and make those look like they exist in 3D space. So that's when I have been practicing my drawing. That's mainly what I've been doing, is drawing those geometric shapes, and Line of Action turns out has a very nice database of photos of those as well. So that was very convenient for me, and I've just been practicing that. I realized that this was like the third year in a row I was doing it, not by design, but it just happened to be that at the beginning of the year, as you said, you sort of consider a fresh start in a lot of ways, and that was kind of my thought process.
I like it. I should really do some more studies and like still lifes and like figure drawings and things like that, because that's something I haven't dabbled in a long time. But if you're like doing it regular, it's so noticeable how much it helps and affects you in your work. I haven't done it in a long time.
I've included the link to the website in the chat. It's a very good website. I highly recommend people check it out.
I've been like firing out commissions, getting back into that, because I got a little bit slower with that over the past couple months. I've been getting back into that and completing some stuff, and also been doing some drawings for fun,
Nice.
which I don't. A lot of times DrawBomb has been kind of like my only like outlet of drawing for fun outside of just in general lately.
Yeah, you get busy with
so
stuff.
I'm trying to do it other times too, and I've been doing some stuff and really experimenting with line weight and the coloring the lines and stuff, and I really like the couple pieces I made. I'll post them in here in a little bit, but
Sure, yeah, I'd love to see those.
happy with how they came out.
Yeah, that's the one bummer about quitting social media, is there are obviously accounts like yours that I do enjoy and miss, but gosh, I'm just so happy I'm off social media.
Yeah,
It's just-
I definitely am off most of them, or at least the like super toxic ones. Instagram, I think, is a little bit easier to. There's certain ones like Instagram or TikTok.
Instagram was the last one I quit.
There's some toxic shit, but you can still kind of hone it in what you engage with. Well, you can kind of get a direct result a lot of times on the content you get.
Instagram was like the last one I quit because it was the last one that I sort of enjoyed, but I don't know. At some point, I was just like, No.
All that stuff takes like a toll.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I just sort of,
but yeah, I've been on there. I've been trying to post again a little bit, which I hate the idea of doing social media, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get out there a little bit again with my work.
Yeah. I have a Blue Sky that I posted on 3 times over the last year and a half, I think. And they're all posts about That's a Shame, the podcast.
Yeah.
Streaming platforms.
I'm not on Blue Sky.
Yeah, I considered trying to get into it. I made like an account, and then I was just like, I just can't. I don't want.
Yeah, it's a bad time over there. Unfortunately, you kind of need it for certain things, but
yeah.
Trying to figure out how I'm gonna bring this joke home. Leviathan Den says, I thought today was Sunday. I was unprepared for DrawBomb. Wow, it's you and everybody else. I also was confused by that, and Ian was as well.
Did we?
Maybe today isn't Monday.
Did we just warp? Did we do a Mandela effect?
So.
Oh shit.
We Mandela'd.
Oh my god. What? It's different
we
now.
Nelson'd.
What? His name's Jeffrey Epstein.
It was the whole time.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Wow. Just wow. We're terrible.
I watched a movie last night.
Oh yeah?
It's probably like half a year old at this point, but it was Ari Aster's movie, Eddington. You heard about that one?
I can't say I remember it.
So Ari Aster did Hereditary, which is a awesome,
Still have to
but
see
very messed up and strange horror movie. And this movie, which is not a horror movie, but in some ways it's horrifying, it's basically like a modern day Western, but it takes place during COVID shutdowns.
Oh.
And it very much is like a lot of social commentary. But at the same time, it doesn't feel preachy because you're seeing there's literally like every group is being represented.
I know about this movie. I know what movie you're referring to now. But sorry, continue for the audience's sake.
It has
I know what you're talking about.
Joaquin
now.
Phoenix and Emma Stone and Pedro.
One person described it as like the bummer one battle after another.
Yeah, it is a bummer movie for sure, but it's really really kind of fascinating because like to be as like on the nose socially as it is, like you couldn't make like this movie. Sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, is this gonna still like make sense in 30 years? This one's like so specific that it's gonna look like watching an alien, like a movie from another dimension, I think, in the future. But to be so on the nose about all these things that are like hot button items, I think they did it really well because every single character, whether they were left, right, center, or whatever on whatever issues were being discussed, they were all like bad people, and they all were like basically all of their opinions, social ambitions,
selfishness
came from bad motivations. So it's kind of interesting to see that, and I don't know, it was done really well. I liked it a lot. It's very weird. I'm gonna say that. Feel bad movie. Certain people are gonna be triggered from a rough time in their lives by watching it because it's very like a lot of it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's shit was fucked up in 2020 and 2019. I forgot about how weird it was. So there's a lot of that, and then also it's some people who don't understand nuance or satire are going to think it's like this is about my opinion. I like sometimes when I finish a movie that's weird, I'll go read what other people think about it, and I saw quotes from both sides where people were like, the guy who made this film's on my side essentially, even though there's characters on both sides. So don't if your brain is very malleable, maybe don't watch it.
If everything becomes like a left versus right sort of like thing instead of just like a societal thing. Yeah,
just watch the story and take in the characters and their motivations, and don't get lost in your own political opinions. And I think it's an enjoyable movie.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. What would you do? You want to rate it? Do you want to just like say recommend?
I have a hard time rating movies. I don't know. I need to build a scale, and that would help me like quantify it. But like to just throw out ratings, I always struggle. I don't know. If 5 is I feel nothing and 10 is it's the best movie ever, I would give it a 7.
Okay, so you liked it?
I liked it a lot. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. That's a good sign. I think it was well made. It's pretty weird at parts where like the trajectory of the movie, I would have never predicted it in 100 years. Like the way it ends, didn't see that coming. So it's a strange movie.
What's preventing you from giving it an 8?
Good question. I don't know. All right, I give it a 10. Just kidding. What is preventing me? I don't know. It's very like it's a little heavy.
Okay.
I mean, it's like also like a dark comedy, but it's like, let's put it this way. When we finished the movie, I said to Morgan, I'm like, I love that, but with how crazy the fucking world is right now, I don't think I would have put that on if I knew what I was getting myself into.
Gotcha. It's a little bit too real in a way, almost.
It's very based in the world world we're in some ways. It's a little heightened, but I don't know. It took me back to a dark time. And we're in a dark time right now too.
Yeah, we certainly are.
I don't know. I liked it. I think if you can understand the nuance, it's a really, really good movie.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it.
So it's a 7.
7.5.
7.5. I think that's fair.
I think maybe the reason I'm holding back on going higher is because it's in some ways a hard watch and also a hard recommend to certain people. I'd have to really know the person to even recommend it.
Right. In case they're gonna like try and punch you out the next day.
Right. Like, I don't know what I saw a quote on Reddit. Granted, it's Reddit, so yeah, but it was funny. Somebody was like, "This movie's not just a movie; it's a documentary about." And it's like and they were like praising the main character, even though the main character is like the worst piece of shit ever.
Oh boy.
So I think it's gonna confuse some people into thinking it's like trying to. Some people might misunderstand the message if there is one.
Right.
I think the movie does a pretty good job of not fully being like, I'm on this side or that side. It's more like, here are these characters, here are their motivations, here where they stand, here's where each one of them stand on their own political spectrum, and then here's a story that takes place with them. Like, it somehow it doesn't end up feeling preachy, even though it's talking about things people feel very strongly about, So I think that's
offering criticisms of both sides. Is it sort of making
I think it's maybe poking fun at some of those groups, but it also pokes fun at all the groups.
Okay.
Pretty almost evenly, I would say, which is, I think, a good thing.
Yeah, because I mean, if you feel like you're only being attacked, you might, I guess, media literacy definitely comes into play into whether or not a movie is going to read the movie right. But sometimes movies can be an empathy vehicle in a way, like kind of introducing people to certain viewpoints that they may not have considered. Depending on the person's media literacy, they might learn something from the movie, or maybe like be open to new thoughts or like experiences, and that might take time before that sort of happens. It can be a slow process, and just by thinking on a movie instead of this, that, or the other. Or they can walk away and like idolize the Joker or some shit,
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is there's definitely going to be people who are going to watch this and idolize the Joker, but I think the movie does a good job of poking fun equally. The story is like the main thing, and so characters are just pieces on the board for telling the story.
Okay.
I don't know. I think they do a good job. It's a hard needle to thread to talk about what they talk about and not feel preachy, more so. Yeah,
when a movie feels preachy, it's definitely harder to take anything it's saying if it's trying to say anything seriously. It also helps if I agree with it.
Yeah. If you get defensive about anything in this movie, you might have to look within.
I guess one thing I would say is, are the criticisms it's offering fair?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's
even about the groups that I would maybe find myself closely aligned with. I still think the criticisms about those groups are fair too.
Right. Well, cool. I think that's good. I think it's good because I think nobody's perfect, and I think that if you want to create perhaps a better movement, you should be able to take criticism.
Exactly.
Well, cool. I guess that's a non-recommend good movie from Brandon.
No, it is a recommend. Check it out. There's just some disclaimers.
It's a tough
it might not
recommend.
be your vibe. Might not be your vibe, but I think it was good. It's like a dark comedy, so it is fun, even though it's about like heavy subjects.
Yeah.
Potentially to you.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the person. I liked it. I recommend it.
Alrighty.
I like weird shit though.
Yeah, you fucking freak.
I like my expectations to be subverted. If I'm watching something and the thing I'm not expecting happens, you get a lot of points for that.
Yeah,
this movie does that.
Cool. Here's the thing.
You want to relive COVID?
I classify this movie sort of in the same place I'd classify like West Wing, where it's like when I can believe in like a functioning government again, maybe I'll be ready to watch West Wing and like, have that sort of like be able to tolerate that very hopeful spirit that the show seems to have. But until then,
movie's not hopeful.
Yeah, no. And that movie, I feel like I would need to feel at least some hope for things before I'm like, I'm gonna watch that and put myself in that headspace. I'm definitely down to watch it at some point, but the world's got to do some exercising before I feel like I'm ready.
That's true. It was, like I said, if I kind of known what I was getting in for, I probably wouldn't have watched it, even though I really enjoyed it. I just wasn't the mood.
Right.
I don't want to spend all day doom scrolling and then relax with watching a movie about that same shit.
Exactly.
Basically what it was.
Yeah.
Leviathan Den says COVID was 6 years ago, just so we know how fast time has gone. That's wild.
In my
COVID
mind,
did a very real thing to me where anytime I'm calculating, it doesn't happen as much now because now we're putting a bigger space between us and COVID. But when COVID was fresh, we were just on our way out. I realized I kept doing this thing where I was like, that was 2 years ago. And somebody was like, no, that was 4 years ago. I'm like, oh. And it would happen consistently where that 2-year block was just somehow like deleted from all my measurements.
Interesting.
I'd be like, oh, that was 10 years ago. And somebody's like, no, it's 12 years ago. Like that would keep happening over and over, where I just like, it got deleted from my brain a little bit, I think. At least
you're mentally blocking it out. You've redacted it from your mental calendar.
I redacted it from the timeline, basically, is what I was doing a lot of shortly after.
That's interesting. In my mind, I have what I call pandemic time, which is not like something I have, but like my mind has that in my lexicon, where if you have like a lot of time to just fuck off and do like play fucking Diablo for 10 hours a day or something like that, you got pandemic time. Like that's sort of and like for weeks, like you have to have like
the measurement.
Is like you have to have it for like a couple weeks of just pure fuck off time, and I call that pandemic time in my brain. Like I don't know why. If you just have like an extreme amount of free time in my head, it becomes pandemic time. And if I could ever say that, if I were to ever just like say a thought where I'm like, that person's got pandemic time, no one would understand what I mean.
It means something to you.
It means something to me because like that's what I felt like we all had during the pandemic, was just like, oh shit, everything's shut down and we have to stay inside or die. We got pandemic time.
You might have seen this, but right now on Steam, there's a sale that's like detective games, and it's all like things like The Root Trees Are Dead and like a whole list of them. So maybe go look at that before that's gone.
I just bought a new
one
called The Seance of Blake Manor, I think, or something like that. I'm looking forward to streaming it. It's supposed to be kind of like Blueprints, but a bit different with its like time mechanic.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
It's supposed to be really good. I'm excited to play that on stream at some point.
I love watching my friends stream stuff.
Oh, me too.
I'm always trying to encourage it, like do more of that.
I missed you guys playing Resident Evil 6 the other night.
Resident Evil 6, we've started it again, but this time we're actually gonna play it more than once. Maddie F and I.
Nice.
Because we're playing Friday at 8.
Whoa.
So if you guys want to tune in, plan for that.
Hell yeah.
We'll be doing it.
Cool.
But we've been co-streaming it, which is cool. So if you're on Matt's stream, you're getting one angle. If you're on mine, you're getting the other.
Gotcha.
Pretty cool. So far we're doing the Leon story. It's the first one.
Okay.
Miss Leon. I'm very, very excited for Resident Evil 9 to come out in February. That's a day one purchase for me.
That's February? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, coming in hot.
I can't keep up with these releases, man.
I know. Our cup runneth over for video games.
Seriously, I'm still trying to get time to play Clear Obscure.
I know, right? You gotta set aside more time for video games, man. What are you doing?
They're so important. That fun is important. I need to make more time for fun for Ian.
Ian, you don't have enough fun. But anyways, I like it so far. It's definitely like they wanted to like make it more actiony than the previous games. So they've added all these mechanics, like you can do dive rolls any direction. I don't know if you remember that from when we played the first time. You can dive on your back and shoot. You can dive on the front, dive to your sides. For some reason, there's a lot of like wrestling moves implemented. If I run up, I can run up and bulldog a zombie from behind, grab their head and just slam it into the ground, like
which can't
like
be
a wrestler.
Good for a zombie apocalypse. Like if you're running, like if you get their blood in you through a cut or anything,
we still play by the rules that if you get bit, it's bad, right? Because straight up, my character ran up to a zombie and did that thing. I don't know the wrestling names, maybe you know, but that thing where you grab their head and then you pivot up and your body turns into a plank and you spin around their head and then you grab their head and drop them.
Oh yeah,
that
I think
move.
it's like called the.
I did that to a zombie in Resident Evil 6. It's spinning your whole body, doing like a breakdance move around the bitey part of the zombie, like acrobatically. Yeah. Just to tackle them. Like ultimately, that's all you're doing. Spinning doesn't add anything except for style points. Seems like a bad move. Yeah. If you die when they bite you. Just my 2 cents. You know, not that anyone asked.
I think it's called a Hurricane Rana.
Okay. Well, that's in the game. And hell yeah is, don't get me wrong. We're not mad about it. Yeah. But it's strange. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. It's a very like action focused, which is fun, but it's also, there's lots of versions of Resident Evil. There's these scary atmospheric walk slowly down a hallway and a shambling zombie walks out and then you have to shoot it with your 2 bullets. Or you're doing wrestling moves on a zombie, but the game's fun so far. I'm enjoying it a lot.
It really got shit on,
Maddie F and then
watching you guys play the first time, and I watched my friend Steve and Will play it on their own streams, and it looks overall like a fun experience. Like it looks like a less stiff Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 5 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like 5. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've played a lot of them. I haven't played them all. I don't really know. There's a bunch I wouldn't be able to even like touch on a tier list because it's either been too long or I just never played them. But I've played a lot of the big entries, I think.
Resident Evil tier list. Now you've got me thinking.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I've played enough of them recently enough to.
I mean, our Disney list was pretty.
Yeah, I'm worried that it would be that way where I'm just like skip.
I have a lot of opinions. I mean, I could fill out a tier list, and that's fun for me.
Yeah, well, we could try it,
but not for you, maybe necessarily. So, you know,
it'd be fun. I sometimes wonder how fun it is to watch if I don't actually. Hard to give my opinions when I haven't played a lot of them, you know?
I think you'd be surprised maybe in how many. I mean, look, in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of Resident Evil properties. Maybe we'll there was a lot of filler Resident Evil games for a long time.
Yeah, I've played 1. I've played 2, the remake. I've played 3, the remake. I've played 4. I played 4 VR. I've played 4 the remake. I've played 5. I'm playing 6. I've played 7 and 8.
Did you play Raccoon City Chronicles?
No.
What the fuck, man? We can't finish up this tier list.
I don't think I played Code Veronica, and I don't think I think there's a few others I haven't played.
I played Code Veronica. It's pretty good.
I don't know that I could rate 1 because it's been so long since I've played it.
I could rate it, but I don't know if I'd be able to give the most firm opinion on it. But I feel like you listed a bunch of Resident Evils. I think it's worth doing a tier list.
More than I thought, I guess. But I think that's like half of them. If you pay attention to the numbers, it's like I listed them all. But I still think I'm missing like half of the games.
There's a lot of filler. Again, the Raccoon City Chronicles games might be viable. I don't know, but a lot of them are just like light gun shooters or like.
And a lot of those are. I've played the remakes, but I haven't played the originals. I feel like you'd want both of them in the list.
Maybe we can play we can throw the movies.
I'm excited about the new movie.
Oh, that's right. They're doing a new movie, aren't they? It's from Zach Krager. Yeah.
I think it's an original story from what I've heard. He's not doing like a Chris Redfield or Leon Kennedy story.
Okay.
Which I think is better.
I mean, here's the thing. The Resident Evil story is goofy as balls.
True.
Shit's dumb. However,
yeah,
you could take the bones of it and make a solid movie, especially the first game. You could make a solid movie out of that first game with the right tweaking of how things move along. You could make it work. I'd love to see that.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, I also think the movie might, I'm just thinking this now. I hadn't thought about it before. What makes Resident Evil good? It might have a little bit of that like Fast and Furious thing going where it's like, it needs the schlock to bring it home, and maybe I'm not realizing that.
Absolutely needs the schlock.
Although if you make just like a
7 and 8 were good. 7 was good without necessarily being schlock. It was schlock in some ways, but overall 7.
I think those have schlock in them too. It's good schlock.
8 has a lot more
it's not
schlock,
like,
but 7.
I'm not enjoying it ironically, but it is like kind of campy anime coded Akira's zombie monster. The performances always feel a little schlocky to me, but in the best ways.
7 feels like it's trying to pull from Texas Chainsaw a bit more, I think.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
So
it is definitely doing that.
Feels less schlocky, but there is schlock in there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a whole like playing a Saw segment like in the game.
And when I'm talking schlock, I mean like the opening to 7, cinema, like so atmospheric, so amazing. And I'm not saying the game gets less good, but it does change tonally into kind of like suddenly there's the little ghost girl and there's like these giant monsters. And
I agree.
The dad turns into that big like like you're shooting the eyeballs like you do in every game, and
up until you
the daughter turns into the weird like crystal version of herself, and like it gets into that weird Resident Evil stuff we're familiar with.
Yeah.
But the opening, goddamn, walking into the house, that opening like hour.
Yeah.
So fucking atmospheric and good.
I would say the first 2 houses are almost perfect. Like going to the first mansion and then like having to avoid that guy, and then like the fucking brutal ass chainsaw fight you have with him. I think that's all great. I think the bug house with the grandma, the grandma, she's less scary. She's got bugs. The bugs are scary though, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And then like there's some cool stuff happening in there. So like, you know, that part's pretty great still. And then the Saw segment is cool, but it gets a little goofy because the character who's putting you through the Saw stuff is like a goofy. He's starting to get anime
silly little guy.
He's a silly little guy. He's a little gremlin ass character. And he's
gremlin.
He's kind of a misfire in terms of what character I think would have made that kind of continue the proper vibe that the game had built up until that point. And then it kind of goes off the rails from there. But it's all still a very fun game. I mean, overall, it's a 10. I think that game's a 10 in my mind. I like it that much. What were you gonna say?
I like to call things cheesy, and it's not necessarily a dig at them because I like cheesy stuff.
Sure.
So I think that's important to state because I'm not taking away. I just think sometimes things get a little silly with it, but I like that, and I'm willing to step into the world you're building, even if everybody acts kind of wacky. Resident Evil tends to do this thing, especially in like every one since like after, I don't know, 2, maybe even after just 1. They do this thing where it starts very serious, and then they kind of, as the game gets a little more like actiony and silly with it, the tension is broke, and then you're like, I go from like tiptoeing through a place to like now I'm running through because I'm like, okay, I kind of know what I'm dealing with now. I'm not gonna get scared anymore like I did in the beginning.
Definitely. I feel ya. Yeah, those every Resident Evil game also, the plot starts out fairly contained and it just has to keep up in the ante, and so shit just gets crazier and crazier until the very end. I feel like 8 really managed that progression really nicely in particular.
I loved 8.
8 was so much fucking fun. 7 was more of a horror game. You properly sort of prepared me for it, but 8 is a lot like 4 and how it becomes more of an action thing.
Absolutely.
Which I thought was going to bum me out more than it ended up doing because I thought 8 was still a fucking awesome game. But I think, still love 7 just a bit more because it is such a proper, like, grimy, scary game. It was such a good horror experience for a game that I have wanted other games to be able to live up to.
Yeah.
8 is also a 10 in my opinion. 7 and 8 are both 10s in my mind.
I think 7's a better like contained package, but I think 8 maybe I had a little more fun with just because there's just more meat.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more varied things you do. Takes you so many different places. 7 walked so 8 could run is kind of how I feel like. I still think 7's a better game, but 8 is like, because of what 7 was, 8 is able to kind of like do some really fun stuff.
Right. I think that's fair. I think 7 is good and it progressed fine, but I think the progression that you go through of a game in 8 is super fun. I like the way it blocks off certain routes from you and then makes them accessible and then points you in that direction in order to like continue the story. And I like how they like sort of guide you through areas that are familiar to get you to the new areas. I think they do all of that. Like, you could study the level design in 8 and you would learn a lot, I think, if you were a game developer. And I love how 8 progresses. So yeah, I get that. Like it does a lot more. Like it goes bigger in a good way. Like it goes bigger and it feels like it does it well.
So 9, you probably know about this already.
Yes.
It's actually what inspired me and Matt to get back into it. But Leon's coming back.
Yes.
And they're doing this cool thing where instead of choosing Resident Evil's kind of gone down these 2 timelines of like, it can be 2 very different things. You can either get the very atmospheric survival horror, or you can get the action game. Both of those exist in the same franchise.
Yeah.
So this game has 2 main characters as far as we know, or more, but at least 2 that they've announced. And when you play as the one, you're getting the one type of game. When you play as the other, you're getting the other type of game. So
interesting.
I don't know. I think it's cool that they're doing both, but it'll be interesting to see
if they can
how the tonal shifts feel going
That's
from one to the other.
2 games. It'll be interesting how they pull that off. You know, Resident Evil 2 remake, for instance, and I think Resident Evil 2 proper had the option to play as either Leon or Claire, and they both
have a portion of the game. I think, don't you play as both of them either way?
No, when I played as Claire, I didn't play as Leon.
Oh, you get 2 different. Okay, you're right. I played them both because they're both worth playing.
They're both worth playing for sure, but like what I'll say is that they both offer ultimately a very similar game experience, but with like some key differences, and like key events kind of change, but you're still playing on like the same map, kind of solving some of the similar puzzles, but like maybe some clues changed or some item placements like swapped. So I'm curious how, like, if that's the route they'll go with this one, or if they're going to be 2 truly like different game experiences.
That's true. I didn't even consider that. It could be a this or that.
It could be like, okay, so for instance, the BioShock Infinite DLC that takes you back to Rapture, that is more of the proper BioShock survival horror because they make the ammo more scarce. They change, like in BioShock Infinite, you could only hold 2 weapons at a time and you had like so much ammo of those weapons, but it was a lot. Whereas in the BioShock DLC that puts you in Rapture, you can hold all of the weapons, but the ammo you can carry for them is more limited, making it more, and you're scrounging for it more, making it more of that survival horror sort of vibe that the original had. And that's just a matter of like changing how many weapons you can carry, and like okay, so for instance, in Resident Evil 8, you have most of the game where you play as Ethan and you're scrounging for survival, you're fighting with a knife or a pistol, and like you're really like, it's more actiony, but you're still like survival horroring, trying to survive. And then they start putting you in the like shoes of Chris, and you have like this fucking automatic machine gun that like blows a werewolf in half with 2 taps. You've got grenades, and this, that, and the other, and like you're just like a powerhouse. And it's like they become 2 different experiences. Like you're truly playing as 2 different characters. Playing as Chris Redfield in that little snippet that they have you do that in the game feels vastly different than playing as Ethan, and it's just a matter of like, you know, your equipment and like what's available to you. So they could do it that way. So who knows? It's a lot of speculation I'm doing right now.
Did you ever play the DLC of
I did.
7? There's some weird ass ones.
There are, yeah.
Did you play as like a Cajun uncle who like comes in and like punches everything to death, and you're fighting alligators and you get like a robot
7,
fist?
Did you say?
7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I played all the DLC for 8, but I never played the DLC for 7.
Oh, 8 only had the one with the daughter, right? Wasn't that good? It was fine.
Right. It was fine.
Finished the story, but it wasn't that exciting to play. And the story, I think,
it felt like you were playing a best of highlights clip of 8, but just like with a different character. So like it was like a little different, but you were just playing key moments from 8 with a bit of a different veneer around it.
Third person. I did play through 8 in third person. That was pretty fun. Recommend if you're ever looking for a nice little twist on the game.
Yeah, I forget what I did.
I played it through first person, but I don't know if you replayed it. Real quick, Leviathan Den says, I'm excited to get the Forest Boys back together. I'm very excited for that.
That looks intriguing.
Forest 3 drops in like 6 years or however long. I like how it's like tonally, it looks
super different.
like a fully different thing.
It looks like a Predator Badlands game.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I still got to watch that too.
Yep, highly recommend.
That'd be a good palate cleanser after that movie.
Yeah.
How's your drawing coming along?
So it's been a complicated drawing, very geometric, but I am currently working on the final line art, and then coloring it, I'm going to make it a lot of just the same color. So I'm almost done.
Not to put pressure on you.
Oh, jeez. I'm almost done. Just give me a little bit. God, quit hurrying me.
No, take your time. I just was letting you know what's going on.
I know. It's okay. I'm not feeling rushed. I've been playing RV There Yet. Have we talked about that on the show?
We haven't.
Okay.
I want to play more with you guys. I had fun joining in the one night.
You have a file going that we can continue playing. We beat this one part of Zach's file, which is the same map. We beat it thinking that it was like the end of the map, but no.
There's more, and they just added a new map, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And it looks like a easy game to make just new maps for. I mean, the new map has like new enemies and things like that, but overall it seems like you could easily, a lot of it is just based on like the RV physics and trying to drive it around, and that's a lot of fun in exploring these houses. So like they have assets already made up and ready to go. It's probably easy to put together new content for that game, I have to assume.
Probably, but
they should.
I don't know, it was fun. I would like to play more with you guys at some point.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
The fun little friend slop game.
Yes, it is. It's interesting that term is sort of caught on.
I feel like a lot of them, some of them are very polished, but I think a lot of times they're just like little indie games with like kind of like semi-clunky mechanics, and I think the deal is like they always sell them for like
$5
cheap,
to $10.
and so you can get a group of friends to buy the game.
Yeah, I enjoy Peak. I enjoyed
Peak's great.
Content warning. Lethal Company was a lot of fun.
Lethal Company a lot back in the day. I'd even be interested in maybe checking it out sometime to see what it looks like today.
Me too. I've enjoyed every friends. What was the other one? Repo.
Repo.
I've enjoyed every friend slop game I've played. I haven't felt like I've wasted my money.
Yeah.
So
no, me neither. I mean, you think about like what's the cost to like go to the bar, or go to a movie, or go bowling with your friends. Like do something. This is kind of the same or cheaper. And if you even just get like 8 hours out of it, you've already got your money's worth, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good excuse to hang out with your friends, even if you can't like be there physically.
Exactly.
I love a good friend slot.
Hello, friend slop. A couple other things I'm excited about game-wise. So Resident Evil, that's the big one.
Of course.
Can't wait. I only buy like brand new game maybe once, maybe twice a year, and that's one of them that I will get the day it comes out.
Yes.
Others, so there's this game called No Rest for the Wicked.
Oh yeah,
which
that's like a Diablo-esque.
Is like but it's a little more story-driven. I mean, Diablo has a story, but you know, it kind of feels a little bit more like
ancillary.
All right, here's the light story. Now go into this giant map and fight 2,000 enemies.
Pretty much.
And see what loot you can buy. This one feels a teens more like focused. It's really well made, and I played a little bit of it, and I enjoyed it. And it was always one of those games where I'm like, I'm gonna get back to that because it deserves it. It's like, seems well made.
Yeah.
But they're dropping a co-op update, and I think that'd be a good reason to get back into it.
I didn't know it was strictly single player.
Yeah, it was just a single player game. I think co-op would be really fun. So that's a game I'm excited for. That comes out. The co-op update comes out in, I don't know, 10 days, something like that.
Wow, truly our cup does runneth over.
Leviathan Den says, I want to do more Lethal Company. You're not allowed. You're going to get in trouble. I bought Leviathan Den Christmas, a little scary game. It's just a little like, I don't know if it'd constitute as friend slot. Maybe. It's like a cheap little, you basically have to like, you're doing prisoner intake at a prison.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about, I think.
And one person is working in one room and the other's in the other room, and you talk over a walkie-talkie, and you're basically doing like data entry, and you have to work together. Like one person has stuff to pass on to the other, and the one person has stuff to pass on to the other.
Yeah.
And as that's going on, there are things trying to kill you, and you have to basically like work together. Like, hey, in your room, I need you to like turn the lights off, or in your room, I need you to like lock my door, stuff like that, while you're trying to do this like data entry and like type in stuff.
Interesting.
And it's pretty fun. What is it called? It's called. It is called Death in Unison. So yeah, we played it anyways. We started to play it, but we were playing late at night, and something scared Den, and he screamed and woke up his girlfriend. So
that's so funny.
We had to stop playing.
That's really funny.
So I don't know. Lethal Company might get you in trouble as well.
Yeah, it's possible.
Might be a no-go.
I'm giving up on my BombDraw. I've drawn it. It's fine. It's gonna take forever to color it.
Okay, that's up to you. I'm not gonna push you one way or the other.
I'm just gonna real quick do one last thing. I'm gonna keep this as a black and white drawing. You know what?
That's fine.
And that's fine with me. Some drawings work as black and white, and it's a skill if you can make it work without color. You know, maybe I'm
You're more talented.
More talented.
You're more talented.
Refusing to color because my black and white and grayscale version is adequate. Yeah.
I kind of got a little loose with my prompt. I took some things from it, but I kind of just did a drawing that I thought would be fun, and I'm okay with that.
All right.
We can reveal whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam.
I like yours. It's talented that you left it black and white. I think it took an artistic eye to make that choice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The underdrawing took most of the time.
Fun.
I like
and
yours.
It's some clockwork trusses.
Those are clockwork-ish. Not totally, but
I drew a
put gears.
A little sky-high descendant.
I like it. Grandpa, what are you doing up there? He doesn't even look like he knows what he's doing up there.
No, he didn't intend for this to happen.
He drank a beer and I guess he started floating.
He started levitating. Was that one of them Willy Wonka beers that make you float into a fan and get fucking chopped up into bits?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, what would have happened like if they hadn't farted?
Would have died.
Or burped.
Well, they weren't supposed to drink it.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
They would have died.
Yeah, that's true.
They broke the rules.
They broke the rules. Now he'll pull out all their pubic hair.
Good day, sir. When I originally drew this, I had time to make this choice because you were finishing up. But it is worth mentioning my character at the bottom who was wearing a red shirt. And it looked too much like Fry, so I changed it. It was giving some Futurama vibes, unintentionally.
Yeah, that guy's not.
So now he's wearing purple or blue.
Good news, everyone.
That was the other thing that I noticed that kind of happened when the first thing happened, and I just didn't want all that. Those
you didn't want that baggage.
Associations to take place. Wasn't what I was going for. There you have it, folks. We've done it.
That's a BombDraw.